Good to go, Steve.
Okay. Call to order the Oconee County Rescue Chiefs Association, Thursday, June 25th. Start out by Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the minutes from the last meeting,
You might need me to bring them up on the screen.
please. Well, has everyone seen the minutes?
Yes.
Yes. You don't need to bring them up, Mike.
Okay.
Better leave the agenda on. Any questions or comments about the minutes? You had a,
I had a correction. It mentioned the training committee having a calendar next quarter, and I believe that was something Mike Carroll had said he was going to produce, but the training committee hasn't met.
okay. Any other additions or changes? Okay, do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second. Okay. All in favor, right hand, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Public comment. Anyone here for a public comment? Okay, no public comment tonight. And committee reports. Radio committee. Commissioner Land and I have been working on the radio committee. We have a meeting coming up, I think it's on the 30th, to discuss more of what's been going on. Anyone is invited to come if they want.
What's the date of that, Steve? What was the date for that?
I think it's on the 30th. Yes, Tuesday, the 30th, 4 o'clock at the EOC. Okay. There is nothing new. Lots of discussion about the radio system. There's an intent of changing the way we're dispatched. Coming up, unknown when, they're going to continue to dispatch on Fire 1, and then the dispatcher will instruct the rescue squad to go to a specific channel for operation. Mike, do you know of any new word on that?
We just gotta get some more stuff worked out. So
Pardon?
maybe, I mean, you can do it now, use digital if you want to, but the instruction for the dispatcher is probably gonna hold up before we get proper notice to them so they can do it.
Okay. Okay. All right, next is the Budget Committee. Scott?
Question on radios. Is it okay if I ask just a follow-up on the rescue repeater? What's the status of the rescue repeater? Has it been repaired, serviced?
I haven't heard that there's any change. It's just, it's not doing well. That's one of the main reasons why they're,
Antiquated analog system.
yeah.
This is kind of my concern. Well, I mean, and I'm sure we all have similar concerns, but we have 4 main radio channels, the rescue repeater, Fire 1, Digital 1, and Digital 2. So it sounds like we're abandoning 25% of our emergency communication system just because it's antiquated.
Well, the dispatch has to happen on an analog channel. Other than that,
So the other day, there was a stuck mic, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a stuck mic on one of the channels. So now we're down to 2 digital channels. Because it was a stuck mic on the repeater for, 20 to 30 minutes.
I know that one of the main reasons why we started using the dispatch channel was supposedly so that if that happens, dispatch would be able to disable that mobile or portable radio and it wouldn't interfere with the system. I don't know if that feature has ever actually gone into operation.
I know on the digital systems they have that. I'm not so sure about the analog.
No.
Do the radios that we use have like a standard profile where we could, knock the thing out where the radio physically can't transmit at the backbone or the way that it's programmed or profiled? Where it only transmits for like 20 or 30 seconds max, or is that not something that's capable?
God, I don't know. I mean, that's a communications, Justin or Chris Delta's question handles the hardware side of the house.
I don't think most of our portable
But I don't-
units will let,
I don't know.
They're not,
I
yeah.
don't think they're
Yeah,
addressable.
that's what you need to have, the digital addressable system. And, I mean, it would be nice if we went to that at some point. I imagine that's where we'll be at some point. But, okay, so there's no update, it's been 60 days. Okay, Okay.
We're looking at other systems to possibly use. We've tried them out. These providers all have their same spiel of,
Yeah.
it's the greatest thing in the world, ours is the rest. Some are very expensive, some are out of our reach. Fire is very concerned as we are. The sheriff's department, I understand, intends to move to some new system when we all decide which new system it should be. Or it might be the old system rebuilt, whichever is the best. The radio committee has voiced their opinion that they think that a communications study should be done by an independent engineering firm that has no ties to any manufacturer.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. That would be very welcome.
Sure, we don't want more money spent on the system that shouldn't be. It's an expensive endeavor to do that study. We feel that the expense will be less than putting money into a system and it not working.
Yeah, putting millions into a system and then having a surprise.
So, that's up to county council whether they want to go that route.
Thank you. Yeah.
We have made that suggestion. Okay, Scott, don't stop talking, you're on.
I'm actually going to turn it over to Ms. Amber.
That's fine.
Pass in the buck.
Yeah, it's fine.
Tag.
Okay, so as far as the budget incentive committee, we were planning on meeting tomorrow, but that kind of fell through, mostly on my behalf. But we're gonna try to meet soon. I think the new budget turns over July 1. So if not, I will definitely have you guys some more information before next meeting, or Mike, I assume that's something you might go over in next meeting anyway. Is that like budget information? Is that something that you would cover, or should I get the information and cover it next meeting?
I'll have to get back to you on who can do that, because I don't have that information.
I'm assuming they're doing their final readings with the budget.
Supposed to be Monday.
Okay. All right, so we'll hopefully have a better update for you guys, and as far as incentive and budget goes for the rescue squads. That's all I have.
Okay.
A question, if we have people who were supposed to get lifesaver awards at the last banquet and never got that, is that incentive committee, or who should I talk to about that?
That's the awards committee, and those will be signed off after all this budget stuff. I talked to the county administrator. I finally got the list of who didn't get an award and who did. So I gotta get his signature, and he signs everything personally, and he has to hold off till after the budget year is done. So I will get those to him next week.
Okay.
I'm hoping that we'll be able to actually participate in the coming year with assisting in the budget. I don't think that's happened in prior years. SOG committee, Brady and Dean.
Well, I think we're getting closer with the SOGs. They're, on the big boss's desk now being reviewed, so we're gonna see where it goes. And if we can get these things approved now, I mean, that's a start for us.
They're on Richie's desk.
Yeah, they're on Richie's desk now.
So there was something brought up in our meeting on Tuesday night about possibly having I'm gonna call it a data policy, or maybe like a data privacy policy. And I suggested that it would be a good item to add to the SOGs, because it would be something that would affect all rescue squads, and something that, I mean, we're in that day and age where that's pertinent, and it's gonna remain pertinent. So, I don't know if, I think it was Matt Wagers that brought up the data policy. I don't know if anybody's reached out to you guys, but that may be something we wanna,
Brady might have heard, I haven't heard.
okay.
What's an example of like the data privacy or data issue that the concern is?
I think, maybe like personnel files, how to store those, or how to store documents, and like maybe chain of command type things. I'm not exactly clear on all of what he was asking about, but I thought that it was appropriate for all the squads to have something like that, and not just like one squad to have that, if we were gonna add that
Yeah,
to
that
some
sounds,
document.
that sounds very reasonable. I don't know if, I
Yeah.
imagine HR would
Yeah.
have a little bit of,
And I'm sure there's data policies out there from, I mean, we're in an age of AI, so, I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to kind of formulate something as at least a rough draft to add that covers, the things that he was talking about covering. And I can get some more details on that, but I suggested that he reach out to the SOG committee, and it was only 2 days ago, so, I mean, he just might not have gotten around to it.
We would appreciate that. We're trying to work on a website, and we're trying ourselves to sort through the most conservative stance on what not to put out.
yeah, you
Yeah.
want to put stuff out there, but you don't want to put too much or,
Yeah, and
create a problem.
we have to abide by HIPAA, being part of the rescue squads and stuff like that, so that would be, I mean, something, as far as, are we violating that on some kind of, data realm, I don't know what you call it, but like, it
okay.
would be nice to have some guidance, I mean, and it could always be worked upon later or added to later, but something kinda like bare bones would be nice to add now.
No,
Were they
I'm
approved?
sure the county's probably got something, or
Sure.
they're working on something.
Yeah,
And I'm sure too that this committee's probably gonna, if not quarterly, more than quarterly, after we get to a starting point with this, we're definitely gonna be ongoing to try to revise these things and keep them revised.
I would hope so. I mean, as much work has been put into this one, I would hope that we would help out and constantly be looking at, like, how can we improve them? Because I don't think any of us want to go another 10 or how many ever years it's been since the last one got out. We should be doing revs at least probably once a year or every
Agreed.
couple years.
Yeah, we're selected, hey, we're going to do this chunk or,
Something, yeah.
some piece of it, regularly.
And I'm not sure, now it might come back to us too with some changes that need to be made
Yeah.
before it's finalized, so
I mean,
we're close.
Yeah, and I think with this group, there's gonna be, a lot of good ownership with it, and we'll keep it up, so.
Brady wanted me to mention that there is a meeting of the SOG committee that's going to be scheduled for next week, and that hopefully that's the last time that they'll have to meet, and the SOGs will be enacted next month.
Yeah, he hadn't picked the date yet though, has he?
No, he didn't
I didn't think
tell me
so.
anything, just said next week.
Is he gonna disperse that information to like a select like, who, how will we know when the meeting is, I guess is really a better question.
I'll mention to him to let everybody know.
Yeah,
Okay.
make sure he sends it out to everybody.
Yeah, cause I'll forward it on to our members and let them know if they'd like to show up and stuff.
And is there a current draft that's viewable anywhere?
I think he has
Like
one.
online?
Well, I don't think it's listed online, but this is the most recent draft. Is that the same as yours?
No.
Okay.
We probably have a digital
Can Brady
copy.
put it on the app?
I'll make sure he sends everybody a copy.
Okay.
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 That's all I've got. SOGs.
Okay, training committee, Dean and Christie.
Christie, you got anything?
That was quick.
One of the, and Mike, we can get you in on this conversation also. We probably still ought to have a quarterly meeting with concerns. If we got concerns with training, instead of bringing them up at the rescue commission meeting or the rescue chiefs meeting or the fire chiefs meeting, maybe the committee, we can meet and we can address it that way. If it's just something simple, even if we do a phone conversation meeting and discuss, if we've got issues. But I haven't heard anything from anybody as far as training. Most of the rescue squads they're holding their own and, we're following the county guidelines of what we gotta have. And I mean, it's kind of, is it antiquated? Do we do it? Do we don't do it? And I think, maybe we should get together and say, hey, this is what we got. And if we don't have anything, we bring it back like we do tonight and say, nothing to report.
Yeah.
Sounds
So-
good.
We did make a motion a few months ago about the committees meeting quarterly, so I think that is the expectation that we do meet quarterly, just to discuss stuff. So I would suggest that we continue doing that. I'd also suggest that the training committee maybe meets with Honeycutt. He might be a helpful tie in the issues and, like for us, for the incentive committee, we're tying in Chief Smith and hopefully Richie this next meeting when we get to it, so.
Yeah, and I would still hold that there could be a better committee, that we could come up with a better topic, and I would still like to put out, you said before, Dean, that you don't think you could get squad members to sign up for this committee. I believe that's true in my case as well, just because people are so, I think, resigned to
So we,
lack of change,
contact each of the squad chiefs to have their training officers designated. Most of them do. And you-
Yeah, like Salem, we've got a designated training officer and,
Yeah.
and maybe I need to reach out and touch base with all of them and say, hey, what do you got for the training committee? What do you got? But you hear from them too, I'm sure.
So what if
Radically.
we just make an action item for each of us to go back to our designated squads and request that the training officers of each squad meet with you guys, or at least give us their contact information, or I can get whatever, and then you guys can reach out to them or something like that. I mean, it would be worth doing a Zoom call or a Teams call or something. I mean, everybody doesn't have to be in the same place necessarily.
Group text.
Group text, yeah.
Okay. Mike Carroll, you're up.
Good evening, everybody. You got the run stats in front of you for last, month of May. Still everybody, we got green and blue, which is great. Bill, we have several squads who are struggling, and mostly during a day where they have lack of membership available to run the calls. Anybody have any questions on it? Red NMX, we did talk about everybody having individual, like a home page for their stuff, where it'll come up with your squad's activities, it'll have training coming up, or meeting coming up, or information for whatever that y'all wanted to put on your home screen. And basically it shows up on some type of device hooked to the internet that's just data will come to you. That does come with a price for individual squads, and they're working on getting me that individual price. But that'll be more fixed. Hopefully, we're gonna meet again with them next week. So,
About 2 months ago, you had showed me a report, had numbers of calls, training hours, physical date,
yes,
certification dates. Could you put that into the favorites for people that are training or have admin rights?
I gotta go back and look. I think what happened was, when they changed the nearest, it took away some of the rights that were there before,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't locate it. I've
So
looked
I'll
up,
go back in and look, I'm having to go back in and
plug in the data.
recheck boxes on some stuff, because it went back, defaulted back to the previous, the no version, basically. So anytime you see something like that, send me a note, and I'll go in there, and it's kind of a tedious program, because it's names, and you're lining up, and you lose the top screen, so you gotta yeah,
Okay. But
but
yeah,
we'll get it.
yeah, I usually try to
And
send
that's,
out.
that's basically called the, incentive report. So it gives you, it's gonna give you, and that did wind up, we had a problem with that, and they did fix that, and that might have been where it came from.
Okay.
Because it was not seeing the call data that was in the old the NIFR side of red. It was only it was showing the NIFR side of the house, but not the new nearest numbers. So then they had to go in there and change it to where that program was going now into the nearest and pulling call data for how many runs you had.
Okay.
That's probably where it came from.
Yeah. This time of year, I usually try to run that report and see where people are at in training, try to give them a little bit of a nudge of, hey, you need X amount of hours if you want to get a check this year. So, okay, thank you.
I'd like to learn how to do that, if we can get that back, if we can get that function back.
Yeah, it was a pretty slick report.
That
It would
sounds
take care
pretty-
of.
It's,
Sounds helpful.
once they got it, whether it's pulling the right numbers now,
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. So I'll get that. I got it on note right here.
So while we're on Red NMX, is there any way possible, and I don't know if I'm the only one that's having issues, and it's not really an issue, it's just the way the program is set up, but is there any way we can get people's IDs to combine? Like, so, for example, I'm gonna use Steven Adams, so he's part of a fire department, and he's part of our rescue squad. Whatever's under his rescue squad or his fire department ID, I can't see. Like if he has, certificates that somebody's uploaded up under there, I can't see them because I only see
Right.
the
It's under
rescue.
his FDID, which is only by that FDID.
Right.
Right now, no. There's no way
Is-
to copy and paste.
What, is
It would
there
have to
a
be-
way to reach out to the software, the people that provided the software and see if there's a way to, so we just have one file for one person, that way there's not double the work being put in? Cause I don't wanna have to, I feel like it would be a burden to you if I had to call you and ask like, oh, does Steve Zahn have this in, in his file that I can't see, or whatever, like, whoever, name anybody that's on multiple squads.
I mean,
It seems like something that the software providers could,
everything can
Easily
be probably
fixed.
done at a price.
I'd be willing to bring it up
Right.
as a motion for our squad, at this point. It's,
That was brought up, and all the vendors we looked at, there was none of the vendors that had it where it would copy over, because it's set up for the nearest, and all the nearest, everything is set up by FDID. So,
it just seems kind of crazy.
Yep.
We can't combine files. If we could look into it, I would be very much appreciative, but if it's not something that's even possible, then I understand. It just would make things a lot easier as far as seeing people's certificates or whatever, and not having to bug them and ask them, and they've already got it in there, you know?
anything else on red? Training. Everybody got a training updated. Honeycutt sent out. EMT class is still going. We still have, as far as I know, the same number that was in there. It was 7. The EMR class started, about 2 weeks ago. We currently have 7 people in it, 4 volunteers and 3 staff members. We ought to finish up next month, I do believe, mid-month.
The 16th, I think, July 16th.
I think, yeah,
Okay.
there's too many dates right now. I can't give you a total. We do have another EMR planned for October. Nighttime, it'll be starting, looks like it's gonna start, October 2nd. So it'll be more on that, we'll be getting it out for your members to, who need it, put in for that. That'll be an email.
Traditional
Myself.
EMR refresher. Are you gonna?
Yeah, do we have any of those dates, like, EMR, like, to get hours? Like we had last year where it was like Mondays and Wednesdays or something, like, do we have a list of dates and times of how to get?
October 2nd, 5th, 9th, 12th, 14th, 20th, 22nd, and 24th. And
Those are,
then-
those are the soonest EMR dates, like, to get hours?
No, that's the EMR class.
No, like, if you are currently an EMR and you need hours to recert.
That's every month on, last Wednesday or Tuesday and Wednesday of the month.
Right, I was just asking if we have a list of those dates and times, or are they just, there's
Yeah, we do.
standard Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Yep, but it's standard Tuesday and Wednesdays, but, then I can get that out to everybody.
That
But
would
it
be
gets-
awesome.
It gets sent out for,
Okay. Yeah, if we could get a copy of that, that would be awesome.
And that goes back to training committee too, if we could meet, because we've got instructors that can do the refresher and the EMR. I mean, we can teach it at Salem. If we got enough people in the county, if, like even if Tammy wanted to do it, we could get another class in there if we had some people that needed a refresher course.
Yeah,
I mean, it can be done, but it's not on the normal training schedule because, they're kind of booked and they fill up. But if we had 10 people from different squads that wanted a class, we could probably pull something off.
yeah,
and Dive and Special Rescue could have their own. Whoever you pick would have to be, we would want them to be a seasoned EMT or EMR who's time in the field to be an instructor. So, and you can, that's why every squad has one right now except for, 22. And they had one, but he departed. Well, left the area, not as in depart.
He moved.
Moved. So, but I mean, that's how it works out. And then the plan with that was that everybody would have their own instructor, that every meeting you could do an hour or 2 of continuing ed. Then over a 2-year period, you would have your 16 to 20 hours depending on, for
Yeah.
research.
well, since Special Rescue and Dive, we don't require EMR since we're not a medical rescue squad, there's only a handful of us that have EMR, so for me, like, I just try to keep up with my hours when I can. And I know there's a couple other people that do the same.
Yep. Any questions on training? Oh, there's another EBDT class it got sent out to all chiefs. I'm not sure who else. It starts 7/27. And it's a nighttime class at, headquarters.
Sign up is 2 weeks before, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would say you don't wait on it, get out there and get on the line tonight to do it, if anybody wants it. It's the 27th and 30th of July. Looks like a Saturday, the first, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then back 2 nights, 8/4 and 8/6, and then another Saturday on 8/8, and then 2 more nights on 8/11 and 8/13. But then again, this is to drive anything over 26,000 pounds with a pump, or large vehicles that we deem that EBDT should be required to drive it.
What was the first day of it again?
7/27, 1,800 hours.
Dean, I'm gonna have them, and I'll have those dates in our meeting minutes, our squad meeting minutes, so just look in there if you, want the specifics.
The other big class is coming up, we're about a month and a half away, the Burn Center training. Have your personnel, if you wanna take it, get an email to Honeycutt to sign up. And then special rescue class, we got a tech rescue, which is night and week. We got an air-based monitoring class that the confined space guys will need that. Tech rescue class, that's all in August. Night and weekend tech rescue class starting in August 28th. The grain bin visit from Clemson University is the 10th and the 14th of September. High angle class right now is starting tentative for the 11th of September. So there's a lot of people who are currently needing that. And then we got another confined space on the book. And I don't think the last one went because of low enrollment. That's coming up beginning of August. Anybody have any questions? All right, last of my items. Vehicles. I am happy to say that Oakway picked their truck up this afternoon. So, with that said and done, I haven't seen the final, budget, what was approved, but there was one rescue truck for approval in that this year, and that would be a Rescue 4 replacement for the original F-150. So, I don't know how long I have to do that or go out on bid, but it was tentatively in the budget for one. So, we'll know for sure on Monday, after the special, after they approve the budget on the finals. So, anybody have any questions? And that's it.
Thank you, Mike. Hey, Rescue Squad report. Region 1.
Rescue 1, we have some potential new members. We have one in the EMR class. I talked with him the other day. He was enjoying the class and thought that it was going well. We're in the process of working on a replacement for 1 Delta. We've actually purchased a used Durango from out of the area, and we're doing mechanical work to it and all that stuff now. Again, that's on us, not on the county, but 1 Delta's had a good run, and it's time to go somewhere else. Not to us. I spoke with the chief at Rescue 3, Jennifer. Their used Explorer has been in service, and they've been getting some use out of it. She apologized to me, and looking at the run report, they had a rough month last month. They're hoping they could turn that around this month. They recognize that they, had a bad month. They were looking forward to picking up the new truck. I'm very glad to hear that
Me too.
that they have it. And they have one in EMR class as well that's rip-roaring, getting ready to run. That's it for me. Do you want me to catch these items or let the other groups, these other items that I have on there? Okay, we talked about the rescue repeater. Last meeting, I suggested that we all come back with some sort of like special project that maybe we could work on as a group and maybe work towards completing for the year or have some time period. Were you able to talk or come up with something that your unit or squad was thinking about? Well, I guess I'll kick it off then. I talked with our group, and I know when Kelly McCormick was on the commission, they had started a process of, I'm trying to think of how to word it, lake markings or dock markings to help people know where their location is, regardless of whether or not they're on Jocassee, Kiwi, or Hartwell.
Geomarking.
Oh, geomarking?
Geomarking.
Some sort of was it a geomarking system? or-
There is a current system going on right now that was approved by Duke for Jocassee and Kiwi. It's a dot marking system that has the abbreviation for the lake, which is, I guess, Jocassee's a J and a number.
Yeah.
So that you can be, it's a sign
Yeah, yeah,
way big that is visible from,
yeah, distance.
location.
Yeah,
but all that had, it went through a whole long approval process because it had to go through Duke.
yeah,
And I think they did it. I don't wanna speak out of turn, I'm not sure about Hartwell yet, but I know they also went up and was doing a way of identifying, and not many people think about it, Lake Yana up above Cleveland,
Oh,
where
okay.
all the, only way you can get to the houses is via the lake.
yeah, yeah,
So they went up there and did that also.
okay,
But those are all in the works right now.
okay,
I can give you an update. I know, one of the guys from the CERT team was assisting in putting the signs up. I'm not just sure how many got done.
yeah, if that's something that needed,
Director Crime was handling that and with the CERT guys.
okay. So that was the example that we came up with.
So are the signs gonna just be put up, or is that something that people need to apply for or buy?
I'm not 100% sure. They were coming up with, I don't think it was gonna be every dock. It was gonna be certain locations where you would get a good reading to say, that dock, you know, you could see it from there. You wouldn't be like,
And I'm
I'll
sure,
get
So
back
you
here.
can
I'm sure
tell-
dispatch will probably be coordinates
and you have.
like we always get. I mean, that's,
But also, if
But I've
they
seen the
say,
signs.
if the caller says, I see sign K87, they can hit the database, K87 is off of
Kind of like a landing
what
zone.
street? Yeah,
right.
yeah. It'll be a reference point, or not them looking at, a map, or where a geodot hits for that phone stating, well, the closest area to that is this. So,
So if that was something that needed some attention or some help,
Yeah.
that was something,
we had that.
yeah,
It was actually was in Pickens, and they thought it was in Oconee, and it was a mess about
Yeah.
2 years ago with a boat. It's a boat fire.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Not any longer than that now.
and it is confusing, especially people come from out of the area, get spun around, or,
Right.
yeah, it happens.
And when the lights go out, it's hard to picture where you're at unless you got, a good GPS on your boat
Yeah,
at night.
I think the Corps of Engineers was working on something like that for Lake Hartwell also.
okay,
But then you would have the G side, Anderson County side, AC, it was gonna have to be,
yeah, it's a large project.
yeah. Especially, Hartwell's, 960 miles of coastline?
That was the thing that we had thought of,
Yeah,
was to
that's-
work through that.
That's in the works. I will
Okay.
find out where that project is going.
Thank you. I don't know if anybody else had something another project or something else that they had thought about, and I think that's one that affects the bigger community, not just one squad.
Our project is working on the website.
Yeah, your website, okay. Okay, so it sounds like next meeting, I'll just ask for a follow-up on the markers. Okay. And then the other item, we had submitted a proposal for lift assist And I just put in there generic nursing homes, assisted living facilities. We're having some challenges, and I'm not sure if it's just because of our area, because they're concentrated in the greater Seneca Rescue Squad area, that, and I'm not gonna name any names or locations, but, hey, we can't get this person off the toilet. We need to put them in a wheelchair. I signed up to be a volunteer to help my community, and I imagine in some way that is helping the community. But that's not really what we were designated to do, in my opinion. The other concern is family members put their loved ones into a facility like that, or they put themselves in there. They pay a huge amount of money to have a specific level of care, not to call some knucklehead volunteer at 2 o'clock in the morning because they can't get somebody off the toilet. And, we're okay with the onesie twosies, grandma fell, or somebody's, in between kind of a care issue type thing until they could get something figured out. I think that is what we're there for certain people. But for somebody to be a long-term resident in a facility and for them to just say, hey, I'm not gonna lift this person off the floor because they've had some sort of gravity challenge between a bed or a commode or what have you. That's really not, I would question if that's in our scope, and it sounds like it's been handed off to the county attorney's office.
I had a sit-down discussion with the assistant county attorney and, assistant county administrator and the county attorney. Before all this budget stuff kicked off, went over detailed listing with call data, multiple address, looking at addresses that are multiple calls. Went over the whole process and what we do, and with everything else going on at the time, we were gonna get with different, he was gonna reach out, the attorney was gonna reach out to other county attorneys, say, hey, I mean, it's just not here, it's nationwide.
Yeah.
And a lot of, it's been brought up by other county, I guess, in other meetings. So we're gonna get with them, he's gonna get with the legal side of it. I'm reaching out to other members of the EMS Association across the state, get their inputs, and we're gonna meet back.
Okay.
Things that I have done, I don't know if you noticed, and I got it out. If you put a lift assist down as your call type, on Nearest, there's a drop-down menu that states, hey, was this a fall with no injury? A comfort move, what we call a comfort move, they call it in the industry, where you're just there to help the person from the car to the wheelchair or from the bed to the potty?
Yeah.
Was it a lift assist at a healthcare facility, manned healthcare facility, where they should be able to handle things there in their facility? Or is it a EMS assist, EMS just, hey, they have a patient they need help with? Those are the 4 different caveats, so we can take this data and break it down more to see where our, underlying issues are.
Are the other rescue squads aware of the breakdown that you're talking about? Like, as far as, like for our teams, we don't deal with any of that, so I
Right,
don't know
yes.
if the other teams knew about that sort of coding.
Is
Cause that
that
would
new?
definitely, I would assume that would greatly help you understand, like,
Yeah.
where a facility might,
A lot are doing it, I'm still having to go back out, like I said, I did it right before I went on vacation. I'm going through all the 300 reports that happened while I was gone, and, it's hit or miss. And the staff's also missing it, so it's just getting used to doing it.
That's like
Another
with-
drop-down menu.
That drop-down menu's like active within the last 30 days or so?
Yes.
Because I haven't seen
Yep,
it yet.
it went active in the last, before, actually, I think it went active at the last chief's meeting.
Okay. Good. I'll communicate that.
Just cause I had to make sure it was okay if we did it because of it being on the Nearest form.
Yeah.
And that goes to, it gets shipped out to
Okay.
National Fire.
Yeah, but that's the concern. It's not so much for going to, a house, a
It's-
private
it's-
residence.
They appear right now, looking at soft numbers, 20% of our calls.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
that's a lot.
killing us. And you're aware of the locations that we go
And
to?
some we have been able to work out. I mean, we've, working on a ramp through volunteer organizations, Alabama One, and that would've been a EMS lift assist that happens weekly. Basically, they needed a ramp, they couldn't qualify for it under all their insurance, and after everything's said and done, we found a volunteer agency and some volunteer funds that we can match the two together. Basically, for, I mean, you're looking, what we're looking at, for just a 3-step porch, a ramp for that 3-step porch is just $2,000 in materials, not counting the free labor. So,
Okay, so it sounds like that one's on hold and in process.
in process.
Okay, thank
Like I
you.
said, I talked with them yesterday, we were all in the, new drill together, well, the attorney wasn't, but Mr. Shirley was. And we're gonna meet on that coming after this
I knew that
whole budget cycle.
I knew it was high. I didn't think it was 20% high though.
It's almost 20%. If you get into it and start digging, that's why, I mean, some people still put, it may come in as a medical assist via pendant alarm. So I'm trying to get people to break that down too. Did somebody just hit the pendant and you get there and it found up there on the floor? They're just putting it as an alarm, not putting it what it actually was, or putting what the call was dispatched as, instead of what they find.
Okay,
It sounds like we just need to disperse this information throughout the medical rescue squads and make sure that people are aware. And, I mean, cause if they don't know how to code it in red.
yeah.
So if we could get those as you want them defined, or if you keep seeing the reporting being wrong, if we get something in writing, we'll try to retrain.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you for that information and update, Mike. Thank you.
Okay.
I think that's it for me. I probably talked enough. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. Dean, you're next.
Rescue 2, we taught the VFIS class, myself and David Neighbors at Salem. We had pretty good turnout, like 9, I think, in that class. And then we set up the driving course at the old high school, and that turned out well. I think there's some that still got to take the written exam. But that went really well, and I think, Mike, you taught that one
I taught,
at headquarters, right?
we had what, 15?
15?
We had 15, it was a mix, I was on, Rescue 5 had 3 and Rescue, or 4, and y'all had the rest. So it was more than that, it was probably 16. I think y'all had 12,
Yeah, maybe 12.
and Rescue 22.
Yeah.
So,
So the class went very well. That was good. Other than that, our rehab trailer, Region 2 is up and running. It's not completely equipped yet. I mean, it's equipped with the equipment, but they don't have all the supplies on it yet. But it should be ready any day now, ready to go. As far as Rescue 6, they're holding their own. I hadn't heard anything from the chief this past month, so I've got really nothing to report on them.
Dean, I got something for that.
Okay.
Their Gator was having some problems. Of course, they got their big event coming up for the year, which
I
is
did hear that, yeah.
Hillbilly Fest coming up. So we're gonna, since their Gator's out, if they don't, Motorpool can't get it working, I mean, it's an order. We're shipping one of the other ones up there
Got a loan
for them
one
to
up there.
have during, Hillbilly Days on July the 4th,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, that's right. I heard that thing was out, so. All right. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have. Other than we had a nice fire in Salem.
Well,
Last
we heard
week.
about that.
Huh?
Well, we heard about that. I think everybody did.
A lot of 5-inch on the ground. Close to 2,000 foot, but
How many bottles of water did you use? from
bottle, for drinking water?
Yeah.
Quite a few. Quite a few. And I think somebody went to, the lake shop and got pizza. I don't know who picked the pizza up, but I bet they brought 50 pizzas out there.
Wow.
And it was so hot, I mean, I know I didn't wanna eat pizza, but there was a lot of pizza out there. Yeah, it was quite the fire.
Do they know what happened?
Not sure yet. But, I think SLED's still looking at it along with the county, so I haven't heard anything yet. Yeah, other than that, that was the excitement for Region 2.
Okay. Rescue 4 is working on getting ready to do a combination recruitment and fundraising letter. Their new/used vehicle is operating just fine. Rescue 5 is working hard on trying to get additional members. Rescue 4 and 5 are both hurting during the daytime, which I guess will always be our problem. Okay. Commissioner Sabowski.
Okay. We have, well, first of all, thank you to Mike Carroll for doing the driving class. That was very successful. People left that very enthused about it, so we really appreciate your effort on that.
And we're gonna reschedule. I know a lot of people couldn't make the driving portion. We're gonna make it nighttime,
Fantastic.
but I'm gonna have to, hopefully, the budget will have some new cones.
That would be wonderful. All right, thank you for doing that. Put that down. So we have about like 13 to 15 new recruits, because our president is very good at getting people. So this is making us address issues we haven't had about how many people can realistically on board. So we're trying to come up with more process around that. We're doing interviews. We're very anxious to get the language in the SOG, because we're getting questions we haven't had before about what if people live here, you know, part-time or here half the year? What are the rules about that? We're, you know, kind of thinking through the questions about what can you ask people about their physical capabilities and whether they're able to help with a lift assist. So, like I said, any language towards that, we look forward to seeing that. Unfortunately, our best day responder is moving out of our area and into the area of Squad 2. So we have concerns about getting day responders and how do we set that right expectation for new people we onboard to do a better job covering them. That's it.
Okay. Amber, 7 and 8.
All right, so for the Special Rescue Squad, I guess one of our biggest items is we had Director Caudell come to our meeting on Tuesday night, and he spoke about an old rescue truck that he found. It appears that it maybe once was a special rescue dive truck of some sort, but it seems to be in good working order, so the plan is to put that in service for the Special Rescue Squad, and hopefully we're gonna house, if it's in all good working order after it goes to motor pool and they do a once-over and everything, put some equipment on it and house it maybe at Mountain Rest or something like that. We'll most likely equip it similar to SR-82. Members will need EVT to drive it because apparently it's ginormous. So they're working on that as far as cost analysis for gear and anything that they need to outfit it. I will note that he also said that on July 31st, they're hosting Family Fun Day from, I think, 4 to 9-ish at High Falls. So that's something Richie's putting on for the entire county. So anywhere from rescue squads to fire departments to sheriff's office and all that. So he mentioned that at our meeting. He's pretty excited about it. He's gotten food taken care of, so just bring your families to that and come have a good time.
What's the location again?
I believe it's High Falls.
High Falls? Was there a time?
He said 4-ish, ish. I don't know. He said we'll be there, as long as we want. He said bring a boat out, bring, jet skis if you wanna bring that, and just come have a good time. He wants to try to get the family aspect back together in the county, so he seemed pretty amped up about that. Let me see what else do I have for special rescue. I don't know if we've noted it yet, but, just as a reminder, I guess, for everybody, physicals won't resume until July 1st for the new budget year. I know we were reminded about that, so if you have people out of physicals, they won't be able to get one until after that. We also had a Swiftwater class, that went, really well, apparently. 12 students, went through and got their certificates. And then we also had, 3 new members that were interested in joining, so we'll work to get them, get their references called and whatnot, and see if we can get them onboarded. All right, so for dive, so we've been talking about some, just equipment changes. We have, one of our lieutenants is looking into maybe rerouting some hoses on our dive gear and trying to make them more streamlined, so we're working through that. And trying to make some improvements on our gear. We also are, looking at getting our, Cascade hydroed. We noticed that it was, coming close to the hydro date, so we're working on that. And then we have some training coming up Friday at 1800. It's gonna also be at High Falls, so this Friday, it will be some surface marker buoy training. If anybody needs a swim test, they're going to try to accomplish that there as well. We also have, sonar training on July 11th at 1300. And then they also have some fun dives, scheduled, so if anybody wants to go fun diving and just work on some skills, that's gonna be July 16th and 21st at 1800. So that's open to anybody that has, dive certs. And so then the only other item I have is, the dive team, did bring a personnel matter, to the county attorney recently. We're still waiting for a response from him, and we would really like to have an answer before the next rescue commissioners meeting if possible. Not sure if I need to contact him or if you have any advice on that, Mike.
I'm not sure of the situation, so I will talk to, Chief Smith about it,
Okay,
Smitty Smith.
Smitty Smith, okay. That's all I have.
Okay. I have one other item. The secretary position for the Rescue Commission is open. We need someone to fill it. I cannot fill it anymore. I have too much on my plate. Any suggestions? I don't see very many hands jumping up. Mike, can we go outside the commission members?
I'll double check. I'm not sure. I'll have to get a ruling on that from
Okay.
Jennifer,
Thank
I
you.
guess. I'm not 100% positive.
I think so, because at one time, a number of years ago, I was the secretary for the fire commission, and I was not a member of the commission.
I got you.
So hopefully it's still out. Okay. If anyone hears of somebody who would like to do that, It doesn't take a lot. Okay, and there's nothing for executive session tonight, is that correct, Mike?
Nothing on the agenda.
Okay,
It has to be on the agenda for when I was told.
okay. Well, if there is nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
And seconded?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, right hand?
Aye.
Opposed, left hand? Okay, we are in recess.